Hey guys, what's up? Happy Friday. We have reached the end of the traditional Monday to Friday work week. I missed yesterday, so I hope you guys did not miss me too much. But I'm here today, and I actually, just logged off my work computer around 4 o'clock. And now I'm doing some business stuff to prepare for next week for my monthly money strategies training for the affordable housing partnerships homeowner centers match program. So it is a program where people who are interested in home ownership, they can be a part of this program and they will match them. So they have to save $500 and they will match their savings and give them actually $1,000. So it's pretty cool because they can use that money either for a down payment for a home or to pay off some debt to prepare for home ownership. So I'm super excited because this is part of a four money strategies workshops that I'm hosting for the Housing Partnership. And we're talking about debt management and payoff strategies. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know because I'll be happy to share the link. It's actually a free workshop. They pay me and I show up and you get to join for free. So let me know and I can put that in the chat. But I was looking at some of the statistics as I was getting ready to put some of my slides together. The average um, debt per American is $90,000, guys. And depending on what your income is, and that includes mortgage, that includes credit cards, personal loans, things like that, right? Yay, Teresa! I look forward to having you there, and I'll send you the link if you have not already signed up. But the average debt per American is about $90,000, not about, but $90,000. And depending on what your income is, that can be significant, right? So, if you are at that medium income level of about $70,000, you have $20,000 more debt than income that you actually make. And we can't forget about the taxes that also come out of our paycheck before we actually see the money in our account. So, a lot of us are probably living on, if you're at that $70,000 per year income, you're probably living on about 55,000 or so, depending on your tax bracket. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, debt and home ownership. But before I do that, go too much further, I'm Nishaya Richardson. I'm a financial coach, and I work with high achieving professionals like you who want to enjoy the increase in your wealth and master your money like a boss. And one of those ways that you can master your money and enjoy it is by investing in real estate, right? Having a home, right? You could use that real estate as either an income producing asset or it could just be your home that you live in, right? Which you could also find ways to make money out of that. So the question is your debt to income keeping you from home ownership? So the percentage, and I have like this up so I can get this right? So to qualify for a mortgage, it usually they want your debt to income to be at 43%. So that means the debt that you have, so your credit cards, your personal loans, anything that you owe that's on your credit report, right? Compared to the income, your income. Now, this is your gross income, right? The banks want that to be about 43% because they want to make sure that if they are going to approve you for a mortgage, that you can actually afford that mortgage. So, I think that sometimes people forget that it's not just about your income. You also need to make sure you're not carrying a lot of debt because if so, that's going to slow down your process of home ownership. And you're going to have to pay some of that down before you actually can get qualified for that mortgage. Now, there's all different programs now, right? So that's like, that's where they want it to be. If there's any programs where it can be higher, then that's great. I'm not a mortgage person, but I know during my home ownership process of becoming a homeowner, there was some things that I had to pay off before I could get my pre-approval, right? And then once I got my pre-approval, I also had to keep them away, right? I had to not have anything else on my credit report because they wanted to see that I could afford the home. And they also wanted to, I wanted to be able to get pre approved for more, right? So that's actually another thing that actually has nothing to do with this topic, but it's something that came on my mind because this is something that uh, I guess I'm going to say it's a mistake. Some people may think differently, but I say this is a mistake that some people make when they are purchasing a home, and they don't think about it until it's too late, right? So let's say, for example, your bank approves you for $150,000 for a home, right? And you're like, great, I got approved for $150,000. You do not have to buy a home that costs $150,000. And I want you to take a moment if you're in that situation, or maybe it's $250,000, $350,000, right? Take a moment and think long term, right? Do you want to carry a mortgage that is $1,500 a month, right? If you don't have to. Do you want to carry a mortgage that's $2,500 a month? Do you want to carry a mortgage that's $3,000 a month for 30 years or 15 years, right? And if not, if you're thinking long term, what is a comfortable amount for you? And that is the house that you should be looking for. Sometimes people get caught up in the fact that, wow, I was approved for $300,000 mortgage, so now I'm going to find a $300,000 house, when the house that they really wanted, or that they, would be very satisfied with, may only cost $150,000. So now that's way less money in your pocket every single month. And now you don't have this huge mortgage that you are carrying every single month. And now you can enjoy more of your wealth versus potentially being house poor, right? So I just went off on a little tangent because it's something that popped in my head. But I want you to just take a moment and think, like, is your debt, the amount of debt that you have, more than 43%? More than 43% of your debt to income ratio. And if so, that could potentially be preventing you from, slowing you down from home ownership, right? So yeah, just think about that. And if you are in the process of going towards home ownership, then you want to start getting some of that debt paid down. And the other part of that is, by having less debt, now that means you have more money that you can save or you can invest, right? And start growing it. Because that's the other mistake that people make, is they save to get into the home, right? They get that down payment. And then once they buy the house, then they go back to old behaviors of not saving anything. And guys, home ownership is not the same as renting. If the roof leaks, if your furnace goes out, the air conditioner, your washing machine, your dryer, you need to fix something, your pipes burst, you are responsible for paying that. So to avoid creating more debt, we want to make sure that we have cash available to pay for those things. Even if you put it on a credit card, you want to be able to pay it right off, right? And not create more debt because you're not saving for that financial freedom fund, right? So that was just my Friday finance. I don't know. I just be random with my names for my lives. But I was just thinking about that because I was putting together my slides for my workshop next week with the Affordable Housing Partnership. And I'm talking about debt management and payoff strategies. And this came up. So I was like, hey, why not talk about this today on my live, since I'm already doing it, right? So I will be here tomorrow. I promise, guys. I will talk about something fun. But I hope you guys had an awesome week. I hope you have great plans for this weekend. Either way, you can let me know about it tomorrow. But I look forward to seeing you guys when I come live tomorrow. So think about if your debt is preventing you from home ownership. And if so, how are you going to tackle it so that it no longer prevents you, and you are also prepared for those household things that pop up when you do become a home ownership. So guys, have an awesome evening. Stay safe. Later.